Have you ever sat in a classroom feeling intimidated? Ever wanted to put your hand up to ask a question but been afraid because you don't understand what the teacher is asking you to do? Were you afraid of what the other kids might think of you? Well, this is reality for some girls in today's schools. Limiting distractions, building confidence without being intimidated, less pressure, more opportunities, and the need for girls to learn differently. Sit back and relax while I tell you all about why all girls should have single-sex education. Firstly, there are too many distractions in a co-ed school. Boyfriends are a big trend in high schools at the moment. I mean, what is the point in even having a boyfriend? For some people, it just turns into a big dating game. Some boys and girls can't even talk to each other in real life, so they date over social media. It is sad seeing girls coat their face in makeup so that boys think they're pretty. Girls trying to impress boys during school is disappointing because if you're focused on impressing the boys, then you aren't focused on your schoolwork. If girls are at single-sex schools, they can be more focused on schoolwork, which can lead to being successful now and in the future. Limiting distractions is a big part of why all girls should have single-sex education. In addition, in a single-sex school, you can build your self-confidence without being intimidated. In an environment with only girls, it is much easier to be honest because you're at less risk of being made fun of by the boys. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. This is a great saying because in a co-ed school, some girls are afraid to get things wrong because of the risk of embarrassment. At a single-sex school, girls can learn off each other and build the confidence to keep trying because if you get it wrong, it's just a learning curve. Building confidence is another reason why all girls should have single-sex education. Michelle Hansen, who is a columnist for The Guardian, has done a study that shows boys prefer to work in a colder classroom and girls prefer to work in a warmer classroom. So how are boys and girls supposed to work in the same classroom? It is just going to be harder for girls to learn. Most girls don't learn the same way as boys. Because they may want to learn in different ways. For example, girls may prefer to work on a computer and boys may want to do a worksheet. Generally, girls prefer to work on the same thing. Amanda Leonard said that girls are more often to stay in touch with their closest friends at school. This means that they are going to do the same thing to spend the most time together. Research from EduGuide staff shows that when boys are bored, they tend to act out and disturb the class, and when girls are bored, they find a way to entertain themselves. So how are girls supposed to concentrate at a co-ed school? Because there may be boys acting out. The need for girls to learn differently is another reason why all girls should have single-sex education. Another reason why all girls should have single-sex education is because there is more opportunities. At a co-ed school, some girls believe they can't do a subject because that subject is for boys. If they don't believe they can do a subject, they could have an incredibly boring time. A program that girls at a co-ed school may not want to do is STEM. STEM focuses on areas such as science, technology, engineering and maths. Statistics from Dr. Alice Sullivan shows that girls from girls-only schools are much likely to study STEM at school and then do STEM for a university and for a career. Only 26% of STEM workers are female. If girls that are into STEM go to a single-sex school, they can do STEM, which will increase the amount of STEM workers in this world. I believe that all girls should get to choose whatever future they want, whether it's science or engineering. It doesn't matter. It's your life, nobody else's. More opportunities is another reason why all girls should have single-sex education. People might say that girls will not be as well prepared for the real world because the real world is co-ed. But there is already so much pressure on girls on social media or after school hours, making sure that they look good for boys or looking at their Facebook or Instagram page or seeing them out and about. Why do you need to put more pressure on girls during school hours? Girls can just have a break during school to take their mind off whatever is going on after school or on social media and just focus on schoolwork. Also, there are so many after-school opportunities that you can do to mix with the opposite sex. Therefore, all girls should have single-sex education because of the pressure. Have you ever had the confidence to put your hand up and ask a question? Have you ever been able to speak honestly with a group of girls? Have you ever been in a classroom and not felt intimidated? I know that I have because I go to a single-sex school. No distractions, building confidence without being intimidated, more opportunities, less pressure, and the need for girls to learn differently. To paraphrase Dr. Seuss, we have brains in our head, we have feet in our shoes, We can steer ourselves any direction we choose. Now, I know that you will all agree with me why all girls should have single-sex education.
Good job, Meg. Nice, strong,